Hi, this is Eric Crawford from WDRB. This is a video photo gallery from the Louisville Live basketball preseason event at Louisville Slugger Field back on October 21st. I love shooting this event because there's so much emotion, so many good fan shots, so many good background visuals, but it's also a tough event to shoot. These are all pregame shots that you're looking at, crowds, but we're herded into a little pen all in the same spot, photographers all along one side, half of the court. And when I sat down to take pictures, I found myself behind two photographers. Somehow I didn't get up on the front row, so I'm sitting behind Cindy Rice Shelton and Bill Caudle, who I know both of them pretty well. And the only problem with that is they're both better photographers than I am. So not only was I trying to shoot through them, but trying to get a few shots too. But it was good. I could turn around. Some of the good crowd shots here. The Villains out there in force, the student fan group, and I shot mostly with a 7200 lens on a Canon R6, if you want to know that. This was Jack Harlow's entrance, and I, of course, couldn't get down to get Harlow, so sometimes you just shoot what you see, and all these fans are trying to do the same thing I was, which was get anything on their little camera phone. So I kind of ended up liking that picture, as it turned out, so that worked out okay. Sometimes you just have to shoot. This was the beginning of the program. The lighting is everywhere. You never know what you're going to get. I've got 1,000 pictures that look really weird, but the lighting in that one looked pretty good. Angel McCautry. This was my favorite picture of the night. This is Norika Kono, women's basketball player, and I really couldn't shoot the players making their entrance. The women were doing really good dances and stuff, but every once in a while they'd pop up above the crowd and I could get them. And Norika, all last year, last half of the year she wasn't with the team. She was, having a hard time, and to see that joy on her face, that's the favorite picture that I took of the night. And these pictures of entrances wound up being, here's another beautiful, the light on her hair, it just, in the crowd, that was a surprise. I'm shooting that from up on the stage back down at them, and didn't really think that there would be much to shoot on the player entrances, and it turned out these were fun, and the women were more fun than the men. The women got into it and danced and did a lot of stuff. Jeff Walls waving to the crowd. One problem was that the women were all on the other end of the court, so I did not get very many good shots of the women's basketball team because I was shooting through a lot of people and just trying to get whatever I could get down there, and we missed a lot of their reaction and dancing. There's Asia Dura. I kind of like the light in the picture on that one coming in from the top. And Asia and Maisha Hines-Allen, two recent greats. Peyton Siva, great guy, 2013 national champion, always does a good job at these events. And then here we get some men's players making their entrance. There's Devin Rees having fun with it, a freshman. Mike James, who missed all of last season with an injury. He made the most of his entrance. And Roosevelt Perry's a really cool guy, and he's fun, personable, good to talk to, and that's a good shot of him. JJ Trainer coming through the crowd. So there's Sidney Curry's already got his game face on. Look, there it is. So I wondered how Kenny Payne would do with his entrance, because he's not a real demonstrative guy, not a real look at me guy, but here he is, and I'm glad he enjoyed this moment, because it is a big moment. He's coming out as the Louisville basketball coach, and 10,000 people there to greet him, and most of the time this is more Kenny. He's got his head down, he's pretty low-key, but it was good to see him make this entrance, I thought. And here he is waving to the crowd. I wanted to get at least one picture of him hugging a player, because I wanted to see the expression on the players' faces. There seems to be some genuine affection there, I would think. Here he is with Jack Harlow and speaking to the crowd. We're coming up to my other favorite picture of the night, my favorite moment of the night. Everywhere Kenny went, of course, there's people hugging him. It didn't matter who, but they had this moment with the former players and current, and everybody on the stage is hugging each other. And then Kenny stops it and says, I want to recognize one guy. And he pulls out Purvis Ellison and he hugs him in front of everybody. And Purvis is an AAU director, had two high-level recruits that are probably going to go to Kentucky and not Louisville. And this single gesture, I think, told all of Cardinal Nation that, look, this guy is still one of us. He's still my guy. And it was more poignant, too, because Purvis hadn't been back to Louisville in a long time. He was kind of emblematic of the disgruntled former player, and I think that moment really was most resonant moment of the night. And of course, a lot of former players, recent former players and past. I try to get some wide shots with a 16mm lens to just kind of show the size and scope of the crowd. Really, 16mm wasn't wide enough, so I try to get multiple looks at, just give you a look at how that does it. I don't know why I always shoot ball racks, but I do. That's just a habit. It's something that I wind up doing. As somebody who's done a stand-up with Kenny Payne on screen, I know how short he can make you look there, but I like that picture of Josh Hurd and him together. Some of these are vertical shots, and it's harder to get those to show up good. But it's Peyton Verhulst who won the three-point contest. We're looking at just the skills, and at this point it's harder. You're just getting regular basketball pictures, but here's the women's team celebrating when Peyton won the three-point shooting contest. It's Mikasa Robinson. I love this shot of her looking down at the championship belt they gave Peyton, and I kind of like that. She's got her Rocky pose going on, and then just some shots. There's Jack Harlow with the men's team, hanging out with them maybe during the slam dunk competition. Brandon Huntley Hatfield, who won the slam dunk competition. I didn't get a lot of great dunk pictures. There are a lot of missed dunks, so they look better still pictures than they do video. There's a wide shot trying to get everything, and there's the slam dunk judges, culminating with Dr. Duncanstein himself, Darrell Griffith, and then just some shots of players. Anytime I can get them looking at each other, having fun, doing whatever. This is the women's team during the dunk contest. Some of them look bored. Haley Van Lith definitely looked bored, like I should be doing something. I could put on a better show than this. But the degree of difficulty on some of these dunks was high, maybe too high on some of them, but I try to get the best I can. Dunk pictures are dunk pictures, and they're fun, but some of us get tired of them after a while. There's Darrell trying to score a dunk. It looked like it was going to get a low score. And here we go. Just some more, candid shots of the players or whatever. This is after Peyton Siva, Jack Harlow with the Cardinal Bird. I wanted to get a shot of the stage with the lights out just so you could see it. The obligatory player taking a selfie in front of the crowd. And then I wanted to get the stage and some fireworks. And that was the only other thing. So I did that with a wide angle lens. So that's it. That's the video gallery of Louisville Live. I want to thank you guys for listening. If you like this, I'll try and do more of them from time to time. From WDRB Sports, I'm Eric Crawford.